Last GCW Commissioner Tim Rice decreeing that Jay Shaw and Sam Hansen are going to kick off tonight's card here at the Bunkhouse Stampede, signing a contract for a Brass Knuckles Championship bout that will take place on June 28th at the Small Town Throwdown. But in the meantime, here is Sam Hansen. Championship belt in hand is not his. That is the Brass Knuckles Championship after he brutally attacked Jay Shaw 2 months ago. He took the title, and I won't say he skipped town, but he's back around now. Shaw came out at our last show, the Battle at Old Buckhead, and issued a challenge for Hansen, and Hansen has shown up tonight with that pipe in one hand that he used to attack Shaw, and the Brass Knuckles title that is not his, by the way, in the other hand. We hope you enjoyed tonight's card, fans. Kevin Henson with you here on YouTube. Be sure to click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you can get notified anytime we upload our latest and greatest content here on YouTube. Hansen in the ring. Crowd kind of soak in the moment. There they go. Now they're finally deciding where they want to land on Mr. Hansen. Our main event tonight, a #1 contenders Bunkhouse Stampede, just like the way they used to do it in the NWA back in the 1980s. Come dressed as you are. No holds barred battle royal. And here's Jay Shaw. Big smile on his face. He's finally getting what he's asked for and has long waited for that matter, for the last 2 months. And that is a chance at Sam Hansen. Shaw, obviously the crowd favorite. Here it's got to be Rolling Event Center. And we already got some Jello Jacket. That's one of the reasons I'm sure Commissioner Rice brought 2 referees to this contract signing. Let's listen into the commissioner.
Mr. Hansen, Mr. Shaw, this is the official contract as one you requested. Thank you for bringing the title back. This states that all parties agree that on June 28, 2025, they will meet at Small Town Throwdown in Buckhead, Georgia. For this Brass Knuckles Heavyweight Championship. Now I need signatures, guys. Every time y'all get together, seems to be turmoil that winds up going around. I need signatures for no match.
Turmoil is probably the understatement of the day when it comes to these two being in the same room together.
Jay, I told you time and time again that this isn't about what I've done to you. This is about sending a message to not only you, but to trying to help everyone be better. And you seem to don't understand the message, Jay. I don't get why whenever I lay this pipe across your skull, that you of all people, call me a coward. Jay, understand, I'm never going to be scared of you. I'm just trying to help. And in fact, I am just trying to give GCW something to believe in. You're going to play hero and you're going to get yourself killed. These people don't care about you. They never will. At the end of the day, they will never be by your grave. And Jay, I'm here to save you.
Just sign the paper!
Just listen to them. They're going to keep talking. They're going to understand that I have a microphone. They're going to understand at the end of the day, they have no power, Jay. You have to listen to somebody who has a head on their shoulders. I am here for you.
Hanson's portrayed himself as some sort of savior. It's like Shaw has a rebuttal.
You know why I call you a coward, Hanson? Every time I'm up in a match, you, especially last time, you came out at the end of my match when I was tired, exhausted, you with that pipe across my head. A man would face me one-on-one, man to man, no weapon. So that sounds like a coward to me getting the easy way out. So, I want to take this contract here. I want to sign it, because on June 28th, you can bring that pipe all you want. Ain't gonna matter the fact. And I'm gonna walk out, still GCW Brass Knuckles champion.
Shaw claiming he'll have his title back. He is still the champion.
Could I possibly aggravate?
Before that, I just gotta explain. I think you're just not getting it. Just like they're not. Jay, I have this title to show you that you can be a champion without it. I took this from you to show you who you can be, Jay. This title, at the end of the day, will still be with me. I will have this in my hands when I walk out in June.
I'm afraid that you will not have that in your hand.
Well, there you go. And Hanson is livid.
Because I have the solution.
Bryce takes back the championship belt that Hanson stole 2 months ago, and wow, look at that.
I will walk away with this Brass Knucks Heavyweight Championship.
A new title.
See, just like that, Jay. See, that Brass Knuckles title that before, it's just a trophy, just a trinket. See what I mean? At the end of the day, it means nothing. You are holding something of a false idol. You're going to follow into a hole that will take your soul. Jay, I'm just trying to send you home to your family. I'm trying to make you a better dad. I've been down that road. And understand, I'm just trying to help. You know, at the end of the day, I'm here to make things better.
Well, Hanson has done a lot of talking and very little with the pin that he was handed to make this match official on June 28th. Finally, he's going to sign his name on the dotted line.
When you sign that contract, you're signing a death wish.
Now, wait a minute, guys. I'll give them credit. They've been civil since they came out and sat at the table about 6 minutes ago or so. But now Commissioner Rice saying, I got 2 referees in the middle of the ring trying to keep these 2 men apart. And it is getting tense quickly. Contract has been signed. And Hanson breaks away and gets a cheap shot with that metal pipe again. Catching Shaw right in the midsection and then across the sprawl of the back.
Either sign the contract or no match. My discretion. You still want him to sign it, right? He says, please sign it.
Well, I thought he signed a moment ago, but he must not have.
And Jay, as you're lying there, I hope it hurts you as much as it hurts me, because I'm just trying to help, man. You didn't have to make it this way. You did this to yourself.
Well, there's the words from the faux Brass Knuckles champion, who's now leaving with one less appendage in his hands. He's still got that metal pipe. And he'll exit the arena, leaving Jay Shaw crumbled on the ground, but the match has been signed.
I'm the one trying to help you, Jay.
And as we said, Hanson sees himself as some sort of savior for Jay Shaw. Not really sure what's going on in that demented mind. Fans, stay tuned with us here on YouTube. We'll be back with our first contest in just a moment. Luke Stone introduced here in Buckhead.
Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss me?
Yes, Luke, we're fully aware. Has not been here for some time.
Get up! Applause!
And he left a fan hanging around ringside. That's just uncalled for. Nonetheless, Luke Stone in the ring, set for a one-on-one bout to kick off the action here tonight. And boy, there's been plenty of it already, just not within the confines of a bout. After that cowardly attack by Sam Hanson moments ago on Jay Shaw. But it is official, the Brass Knuckles Championship will be defended June 28th at Small Town Throwdown. And there is his opponent. That is Lucas De Silvia making his way out to ringside. Sylvia will oppose Luke Stone here in our opening contest tonight on the Bunkhouse Stampede. That's our main event. Winner of that one gets a crack at the Championship of the World, the GCW Heavyweight title. Of course, currently possessed by the Southern Outlaw Shawn Nelson, who I'm sure will be around to scout his potential opponents in our main event tonight. Luke Stone slinks back in under the bottom rope.
You got a whip? You ready? Bring it down.
And bell's been called for, and there we go, had a slight delay on it. And we're off and running. Luke Stone and Lucas DeSilvia. So we got a Luke versus a Luke here in our opening bout in Buckhead. Ringside camera taking you right in there. Both men filling each other out. Single leg by Luke Stone, and Lucas DeSilvia is going to ride him a little bit to aid the effort. How about that? Reversal. And both men basically right back where they started after some chain wrestling here in the early going. And nice go behind. DeSilvia trying to get the advantage. Reversal on the waist lock and quick 2 count as DeSilvia's shoulders were on the mat. Referee right on top of things. So the mat wrestling seems to be in both men's corner here. One man has been able to grab a advantage so far, and Stone changes that by wrenching in the arm bar, but a quick reversal. Nice roll through and locks him into an STF. And couldn't really get the face cinched. Stone's able to reach the ropes and hit the floor for a quick moment of reflection here in Buckhead. Fans, if you ever want to attend one of our television tapings here for YouTube, it's easy. We're at 1200 Shivers Avenue in Buckhead, Georgia. Spell that CHIVERS Avenue in Buckhead, Georgia. And our tapings are typically held on the final Saturday of each month. Doors open at 6:05 p.m. Bell time is 7 o'clock. And you can be one of the fans in attendance and go back and watch yourself on our YouTube streams and our massive archive at any time. Nice snapmare takeover and a short clothesline with Stone in the seated position. Only gets a 2 count by Lucas DeSilvia. And a quick thumb to the eye by Luke Stone will halt the proceedings. But not for long. DeSilvia with a misdirection runs into the corner with a clothesline. And how about that Northern Lights suplex? Nice bridge, but it still only gets 2. Boy, DeSilvia, a ring technician to say the very least, and really showing off the depth of his talents in this bout. Luke Stone is reeling in his return here to GCW, and arguing with the fans, probably is not going to get it done the way he wants. And a quick leverage maneuver there. And now Stone chops out the left leg of DeSilvia, and he is feeling that. That was a vicious chop block from behind. Dragging DeSilvia away from the ropes, and now drops the elbow right across the knee. Like a dislocated kneecap, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that time just cinching down the lower part of the left leg.
Get all of this.
Stone asking for our ringside cameraman to make sure he's grabbing this, and I assure you, Mr. Stone, he is. Great job on the floor cam tonight. And now trying to work his way out of the hold is DeSilvia. He's fighting back, right hands being delivered. And a headbutt at real Stone. Trying to pick him up for a fireman's carry. Is that leg going to hold him? It's not. Would have been a great idea about 2 minutes ago, but Stone is able to regain the advantage because DeSilvia's left leg has been significantly weakened, and he's not done yet. DeSilvia trying to rake guys, trying to do anything he can to get loose, and he's in a compromised position, to say the least, on the mat. And Luke Stone is taking his sweet time with this attack. Fisherman suplex, using that left leg to hook, but only gets a 2 count. And Stone having a word with the official over the count, which honestly throughout the entire match has looked pretty consistent to me, no matter who was going for a pinfall. Stone rolls him over on his stomach and then applies an ankle lock, putting more pressure on that already damaged left leg, which you know he has worked over this entire contest. Pulls him away from the ropes. He's really worked the whole leg though, and DeSilvia's got to be in excruciating pain at the moment. But he uses his good leg to push him off. DeSilvia, if he's going to try to charge or what, he wasn't able to do so. Stone came to him, and I'm sure he's grateful. Clothesline, back elbow, ducks the clothesline duck there, but a nice standing enziguri will send Stone back into the corner in a daze. And picks him up with that leg hold it does, and drops him to the mat. And wait a minute, we've got a little bit of a distraction here. That's Stone's tag team partner. He just ran into the ring. Referee did not call for the bell. And how about a spear from Luke Stone out of nowhere? The distraction is going to prove to be too much, I believe, for Mr. Da Silva. Luke Stone will get the victory and is doing all he can to soak it in. Well, Sylvia was on the offensive, mounting a comeback, and the distraction did its job. Luke Stone will emerge victorious here at the Bunkhouse Stampede, and we will be right back with more action here on YouTube. Looks like our ring announcer has not only changed genders, but shrunk a little bit. And the legendary D-Money has made his way out to ringside here in Buckhead, as introduced by our guest ring announcer. Can't be having him in the ring too much. He'll probably take my job before it's over with. He's already done way better. Nonetheless, Money is in the house, and I'm sure he's set to make it rain here in our second bout at the Bunkhouse Stampede as we continue to eagerly await what's to come in our main event, number one contenders, No Holds Barred Battle Royal. Well, that was nice. Money fist bumped the diminutive ring announcer. Nicely dressed for the occasion, too. On the vest like he likes it. Ties, slacks, dress shirt. And this is a new superstar here in GCW. This is the sweeper, Jack Miles, making his way out here to ringside. wearing his nicest janitorial apparel. But he's up for some tough competition in the ring. D-Money held the Brass Knuckles Championship here in GCW for well over a year. Only lost it last fall, as a matter of fact. And the sweeper, giving him one final moment of inspiration. Senior official Matthew Daniel has been assigned this contest. D-Money seems a little taken aback that Jack Miles, I beg your pardon, is in fact his opponent. The sweeper has aimed to clean things up, I suppose, here in GCW. Maybe he can figure out how to clean some of D-Money's money. Here we go. Bell is sounded. The money man from Detroit is not having that chant. Jack Miles is having all of it. And both men finally lock horns, center ring. And D-Money cinches in the side headlock. Miles showed off some strength trying to get out of that side headlock, but Money able to reverse. Pushed him off. Tackle Miles off the ropes. Not having any of that. Tackles Money himself. Miles is a big man. Takes a little bit of time there, and oh, how about that counter? Instead of just running over to the other side to build up some momentum, he just drops on him with a senton. Money crawling to the corner. A little worse for the wearer. Hey, Miles is really playing up the sweeper moniker. And that might have been costly. He pulled the referee out of the way to deter the momentum, and a quick thumb to the eye. You had to know D-Money had some sort of ulterior motive. Always thinking a few steps ahead is the dangerous D-Money. And I believe the broom has been put away. Big splash in the corner. Jack Miles walks out and walks into a backbreaker and a quick cover. Matthew Daniel down and gets a 2 count. And D-Money not satisfied with that. It's just going to go to a blatant choke. Suplex, nothing doing. Miles blocks it again. That could be trouble. Switches sides and takes Money over himself. And that drew some inspiration from the crowd. Miles trying to measure him in the corner again, and this time misses with the splash. Money gets out of the way in time. Big right hand by D-Money. And overhand chop. Miles is wearing a couple of layers of protection, but that still resonated throughout his body. And maybe one more coming. Trips up Miles, and he is hurting for certain. Gather his breath as D-Money is on the offensive, charging in and misses. know if he was going for a money train, maybe? But it got derailed nonetheless. And now it's Miles' turn. Take 3 in the corner, and he finally gets a big splash on him. And a running bulldog out of the corner. He's got money centering. 1, 2, no. Miles has tried to hit that splash in the corner 3 times in this match and finally did so. Followed up nicely with the bulldog, but D-Money able to kick out. Miles waiting for him again. Here comes Money. Big clothesline, down he goes. And a double chop to the chest. Ducks under. And takes him over into a neck breaker. Nice fall through by the sweeper. Who is making sure the outfit stays on, I suppose, but takes the straps down. How about look for a Russian leg sweep? Naturally, D-Money blocks it. Grabs the rope. Great ring awareness by Money. Kicks him low. And there it is. Hits him with that patented maneuver. And I don't believe Mr. Miles is getting up from that. D-Money is proclaimed the winner here in Buckhead. Nice competitive bout here on YouTube as we continue our march toward the Bunkhouse Stampede. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with more action here at the Got to Be Rolled. Wait a minute, let's stay with this. Money has somehow commandeered the broom, and in the ultimate insult has swept Mr. Miles out of the ring. Boy, that's just rubbing salt in the wound. Nobody ever gave D-Money any credit for being a nice guy, though, so we shouldn't be too surprised. There's your winner, D-Money. We'll be back in just a moment, fans. Well, I'm already up for this guy, whoever it may be, simply because of his music, if nothing else. We're jamming to the 80s as we're back live at the Got to Be Rolling Events Center in Buckhead for GCW's Bunkhouse Stampede. The action rolls along with our next contest. Suspense is building as we await our first combatant to appear. Maybe we got lost on our way to the ring? Hopefully not. Backstage area, not that big. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I said I was all in and up for whoever this was, but I think I've changed my mind. That is Georgia-grown Scott Mason, who has really had a unbelievable change of heart in recent months in GCW and has mended his ways to more of a rule-breaking method. Used to be a perennial fan favorite here in GCW, and that is not the case now, walking around with all the arrogance he can soak up in the room here at the Got to Be Rolled Events Center. Used to when Mason would hit these 4 ropes, the fans would roar in approval, and now they barely make a peep, and when they do, as you hear, it's nothing but boos and cheers. Or jeers, I should say. Ring announcer doing a great job. How about that? Here's vicious Ty Rose coming out with a very quick declaration. He is going to be coming straight for the Southern Outlaw, John Nelson, in that GCW title, so maybe he's in the Bunkhouse Stampede tonight. As the vicious one gets in the ring and Mason wisely heads to the floor. Ty Rose, a large man to say the very least. Should be quite the formidable opponent for Scott Mason, who has skulked halfway back to the locker room.
I was supposed to wrestle some old dude. No, I was supposed to wrestle some old dude.
Well, define old dude, Scott.
I'm not scared. I was. This ain't what was advertised.
Well, the card is subject to change. If you ever read our posters, that little disclaimer is in the bottom portion of the flyer anytime we put out our promotional material for our next show. Card subject to change, and Ty Rose is here, regardless of who Scott Mason thought he was going to be competing against. Mason is taking his sweet time getting back into the ring now that Ty Rose has entered it.
Let me get in. I'm not scared.
Fans at ringside are challenging Scott's bravery. He's finally in the ring. Referee making sure everything's kosher. I don't know if it'll ever be to Scott Mason's liking, but nonetheless, bell sounds and we are off and running. And 2 men locking horns. I had a hunch it would go this way. Rose pushes Mason into the corner. Mason does have the reach advantage, but certainly is outweighed by Mr. Rose.
Hey, I felt him pull my hair.
It'll be quite the challenge for Georgia Groans, Scott Mason. He does have some long hair, so does Mr. Rose, so I'm sure that argument will come out here in this contest. If any hair is pulled, both men lock up again, and Rose just shoves him off like a fly off of a plate. Mason goes to the front row to rethink his life choices, I suppose. Mason knows he's got till the count of 10, so it looks like unless Rose goes out to get him, he's just going to sit there and have himself a nice breather early in this contest. And it looks like Mason's finally ready to climb back in and continue the action. And a quick counter, he goes low. Rose is feeling that. Stomping away on the left leg, the left shin of Ty Rose off the ropes. And the shoulder block did not work out, despite Mason going after the knee for a moment. Didn't really do a lot of damage before trying to hit him with a running attack, and the end result is Scott Mason's back on the ringside floor, once again gathering his bearings.
Hey, they're cheating. They're cheating. They're cheating. They're cheating. You don't see my dad out here. All in the ring.
No, we do not see Scott Mason's father out here. He's correct about that. All right. Yeah, test of strength coming here. Mason instead with a big chop. Ty Rose didn't even feel that, I don't believe.
He's done. He just had a heart attack.
I think the diagnosis was incorrect.
What was that?
Mason again winding up. Nothing again. Mason finally using that leverage to his advantage. It's the first time he's done it in this bout. Gets in a side headlock. Rose quickly backs him into a corner and chops Mason. Big right hands by Ty Rose. And another huge chop. Mason screaming in agony. Snapmare takeover by Ty Rose. And the big man off the ropes. Drops an elbow. Mason gasping for air. He'll get out right at 2. And unsurprisingly, out of the ring once again. Mason is really shooting himself in the foot here every time he goes to the floor. Simply because, as much of a talented superstar as Ty Rose is, I'm sure the stamina is probably not in his favor. If Mason would just stand there and duke it out for a minute, he could win the big man and ascertain an advantage, but instead Mason keeps going back to the floor after a few maneuvers. Ty Rose more than ahead on points right now for sure in this bout. And instead of a lockup, Mason's just blatantly raking his eyes, and then a jumping headbutt. I got the big man's attention. Mason, the big man himself, probably giving up close to 100 pounds in this bout. Choking him in the corner with his foot. Big overhand right by Scott Mason. Back elbow. And Rose has had enough of that. He's going to whip Mason into the other corner. Falls him in with a big splash. How is Mason still on his feet? Big clothesline by Ty Rose, and Mason crumples to the mat. Rose going for the cover. Didn't really have a good lateral press there, though. Mason's arms were hanging out, and he's able to kick out. Thumb to the eye by Mason to once again get the advantage. Series of back elbows. Scott Mason's rocking the big man, but is really has to take him off his feet. Pulls him out to the middle of the squared circle and drops him face first across the knee. That took Rose down to a knee. And now Scott Mason undoing his wrist tape. Referee better watch out. He just got to blatantly choke Ty Rose, and the referee is spotting it. He has to on the count of 5 or it's a disqualification. But he cut off the air supply on the big man for just a moment. Now Mason is going to choke him with his shirt. I tell you, Scott Mason's having to resort to every illegal tactic he's ever known in this sport. And what is this? He's lost the wrist tape, he's lost the shirt, and he's pulled something out of his boot. Referee no more the wiser, the fans here in Buckhead are. And Rose might have cut him off the pass. Mason's still got that object in his right hand, whatever it is. And the big man is halted as the referee pulled in the way. Mason clocks him over the head, and he'll still this contest. Oh my! Well, Georgia grown Scott Mason you hear Ty Rose's father in the ring shouting that he had some brass knucks. Referee did not see it. Fans here in attendance sure did. Scott Mason taking a victory lap on the outside. Again, he had to go to the Rule Breakers Handbook and dig deep in a series of misdemeanors, so to speak, to pick up the victory here tonight over Big Ty Rose. Scott Mason is the victor. We'll be back in just a minute.
All right. Our next match is going to be another one fall. All right. Coming to the ring is going to be Chris Mills and Keith Steinborn.
Well, how about that? Chris Nelms and the Georgia wrestling legend himself, Killer Keith Steinborn, set to make their way out to ringside here. Tag team action coming your way as part of the Bunkhouse Stampede, which is next, by the way. That's our main event tonight here in Buckhead. And it is, as we mentioned earlier, no holds barred. Come dressed as you are. Weapons are not only allowed, they are encouraged. It's a battle royal. And the winner will get a shot at the number one contender shot at the heavyweight title, which is currently held by the Southern Outlaw Sean Nelson. That match will also take place June 28th at the Small Town Throwdown, as Steinborn and Chris Nels make their way out here in Buckhead. How about that? Jerry Nelms and Chop Top. Here comes a pair of young, hungry superstars here in GCW. Dead Man's Hand making their way out. New magic attire. I like it. That's a good look for these two men. Chop Top, a former heavyweight champion, former brass knuckles champion, Jerry Nelms, a former brass knuckles champion here in GCW. And the two men greeting the fans around ringside as they stare at their competition in the ring, which is, of course, Jerry's real-life brother, Chris. They've been a tag team, and they've been in competition against one another plenty of times down the journey of life. Killer Keith Steinborn is, of course, seconding Chris Nelms. Interesting call for Chris Nelms to ring the phone of Killer Keith Steinborn. He's been a Georgia independent superstar for a number of years, number of decades, really. Beat in WCW back in the 90s as well. So he knows a thing or two about the inside of that ring. Be not deceived with Killer Keith Steinborn crouched in the ring. It looks like he's going to start the bout off against Chop Top. Matthew Daniel getting order in the ring to make sure everything's good to go. And bell sounds. We are off and running with the Bunkhouse Stampede semi-main event. Steinborn and Chop Top will lock up first. And this time Steinborn pushes Chop Top into the corner. Maybe not. Maybe not a clean break. How about an overhand sledge, side headlock, and a quick fist, thumbs to the eye. Chop Top reeling and quickly will tag in Chris Nelms for a nice little jab to the midsection. Chris Nelms and Chop Top, as Chris Nelms is going to measure him and thumbs him in the eye instead. That man's hand off to a sluggish start here. That may change. How about the jawbreaker? Big knife edge chop. Arm bar, and here's the tag. And a big smack across the face, brother to brother. How many times have we seen that, of course, across the course of life of these two? Working over that left shoulder, which we all know Nelms has had surgically repaired just in the last couple of years. They're really cranking away on it too. Quick tags. Steinborn in the ring, not liking the proceedings, and that's only costing his partner. A veteran of the ring like Steinborn should know that. And boy, is Nelms really wrenching away on Nelms. Jerry to Chris. And another exchange. Here is Chop Top back in as they continue to devastate that left arm of Chris Nelms. And now a chin lock right in the middle of the ring. Well, Dead Man's Hand has went from a sluggish start to taking over this match completely. Steinborn once again back in is distracting the referee and only causing Dead Man's Hand to exert more punishment as Steinborn gets in a quick cheap shot, a poke of the eye once again. Chop Top's going to have to go see his oculist in the morning. Nelms now just choking away on Chop Top. Steinborn on the outside. Where did he dropped off the apron and snuck around like a thief in the night to choke Chop Top. Chop Top battling, but he's in the wrong corner. Steinborn is still on the floor, and once again gets the opportunity to choke Chop Top on the bottom rope. Jerry Nelms, I got to qualify that in this match, is really trying to help out his partner, but again, as Steinborn was in earlier, making things worse. Killer Keith in now with Chop Top. He'll whip the young man in, coming off with a big clothesline. Boy, Steinborn about took Chop Top's head off for that. He won't even allow the referee to smack the mat once. He wants to administer more punishment. I may play in the Chop Top in Jerry Nelms' favor, though. These two men love beating other people up and getting beat up at the same time. Steinborn gestures to the camera after that. Well, kind of legal leg drop. And now Nelms and Steinborn have cut the ring off. Steinborn hammering away and just getting under Jerry Nelms' skin, which gives Chris Nelms a chance. Chop Top has taken a load of punishment here in the last few minutes. And now Killer Keith grinding away on the ring rope. Chop Top's not going to be able to breathe here soon. This kind of punishment keeps up. Both men down. I think Chris Nelms took a little too much time jaw-jacking with the fans. And tags are made. Jerry Nelms is in, fresh as a daisy, hammering away on Killer Keith and Chris Nelms. But the veteran goes low. And Jerry Nelms felt that. Off the ropes. And drops the elbow and just grinds it into the windpipe of Jerry Nelms. And a big fist to the face. Tags back in Chris Nelms, and the brothers will duke it out again. Look at this. Jerry Nelms getting held by Chris, and I don't think he cared much for that. And here's the brothers duking it out. Jerry, of course, a southpaw. Chris, right-handed. And the two brothers are reliving their childhood, just beating each other senseless. Big clothesline. Chris Nelms goes down. Here's the cover. Hooks the leg, and it's a 2 count. Dead man's hand back in the driver's seat. And Chop Top. Once again, the team of Dead Man's Hand going back to work on Nelms' left arm. Quick clothesline. Short arm clothesline. He's going for the DDT. And he hits it. Boy, he planted Chop Top. This might be all, but Jerry Nelms is going to have none of that. And jumps over and got distracted by his brother. Chris Nelms charging into the ring. Didn't break up the pinfall. How about killer Keith Steinborn and Chris Nels picking up the victory? Steinborn hit that patented DDT and it was lights out for Chop Top, as the veteran showed these young pups a thing or two about how to do things inside the square circle here tonight. Alright, fans, it's main event time. Sounds like the crowd's ready. Ring announcer better get out of there. That's a smart move. It's about to be showtime. Here in Buckhead. And here's our participants. Here's Jacob Ashworth. Here's Jerry Nelms, fresh off an unfortunate defeat just a few moments ago. So it's going to be Jerry Nelms and Jacob Ashworth starting off things here in the Bunkhouse Stampede. Nice sign of respect. And the Bunkhouse Stampede underway. We are going to do this a la Royal Rumble style, I guess you'll have it. Entrants will come in ever so often until one man is left standing at the end. And Ashworth and Nelms kind of in a stalemate here. Neither man really has an advantage. And now Nelms already trying to lift Ashworth out. That did not work, and Ashworth takes it to the other corner, just rams him head first into the turnbuckle. And he may be taking him on a trip all the way around the ring. Stops at 2, and now he's going to try to throw him out. A lot of combatants left to go, but it would be good if you're Ashworth or Nelms to get one or the other out of the ring now and catch a breather and take opportunities like that at any time you can in a battle royal such as this with the timed intervals of entry. And Nelms just stomping a mud hole in Jacob Ashworth. You know, Ashworth would like to get his hands on Nelson, and the crowd counting down, as is the ring announcer. And look out! The ring announcer has summoned the monster from the Badlands of Texas. Leatherface is our third entrant into the Bunkhouse Stampede, and the chainsaw is in full effect. Look out! And he quickly chokes it out and climbs into the ring and looks to choke these two men out. Leatherface, you're not going to get him off his feet often. If you do, you better take the victory as quick as you can. Big overhand clubs. Leatherface soaking in the cheers of the crowd. Ashworth and Nelms are trying to gather their bearings. And a big throat thrust. They've been double teaming the monster now. That's had a little bit of, that's worked a little bit, I should say. I was going to say it's had a little bit of help, but it's not quite where we're at here. Who's up next here? Mr. Buckhead. Well, this should be very interesting. Mr. Buckhead actually cost Leatherface a match last month with that very same object, that bubble dispensing chainsaw that he's got in his hand. And Mr. Buckhead is making his way around ringside. He's obviously a Leatherface fan, but what in the world? Well, is Mr. Buckhead going to get in the ring? Looks like he's going to try to climb up the steps. Okay, that's a good start. Kind of cheer on Leatherface, who I'm assure you does not want to be cheered on. Certainly doesn't need the help of Mr. Buckhead. And Mr. Buckhead now timidly runs over to Jacob Ashworth. Leatherface pokes Jerry Nelms in the eye. We don't get some people out soon, it's going to be hard to follow all the action in the ring. And we still got a long way to go. And now Leatherface, little discombobulated by the sight of Mr. Buckhead. I was actually expecting him to go over and attack him, but it looks like he's going to take the help if he can get it. Well, here comes the tag team partner from earlier tonight, Mr. Tyreek, on his way to the ring.
There you go.
Not even sure where he found those safety cones. We apologize to those fans in the front row. Tyreek, the tag team partner of Luke Stone.
How you doing?
Oh, okay. Well, I think reality just struck for Mr. Buckhead. 5 men in here now. 5 men have entered. Nobody out yet in the Bunkhouse Stampede. Main event here tonight in Buckhead. Winner gets a crack at Shawn Nelson on June 28th. And I don't know what's up with Mr. Buckhead, but those shots to the turnbuckle are not having much effect. I can assure you the super kick from Jerry Nelms just did. Mr. Buckhead's having a blast. They're padded turnbuckles, but they're metal underneath. So I can't imagine that feels too great, but we don't know much about Mr. Buckhead. He's a mysterious fellow, to say the least. I think he just knocked himself silly, fans. And out next is Ty Rose. Where does this big man fit into the fray? Tyreek is getting beat senseless. You can hear him screaming all the way across the Got to Be Rolling Event Center here in Buckhead. Fans, for 4 years, Georgia Championship Wrestling has been proudly brought to you here on YouTube. And of course here in Buckhead. And we very proudly have carried on the tradition that began about an hour and a half away in Atlanta some 40 or 50 years ago. It's been all of our privilege to do so. But if you'll tune into our social media, there are changes a-coming for GCW. Same action, same superstars. But we may have a different look very soon. And Sam Hansen has entered the Bunkhouse Stampede. Wow, I wasn't even aware of this. Sam Hansen, no hurry to get to the ring. no hurry to get to the ring or in it for that matter. We're still at all 6 men that have entered. No one has been eliminated. Hanson is in the ring. Is he actually going to do some action? And, a little less talk and a lot more of it. Talking himself to death here earlier tonight before brutally attacking Jay Shaw. Hanson's unloading now, though. The heavy artillery right hands. Chops down Ty Rose and Jacob Ashworth. Mr. Buckhead has just slid out of the ring. He's not been eliminated. Tyreek crumpled in the corner in a heap, as is Ty Rose. Leatherface is in danger here. Oh my goodness, Jerry Nelms has eliminated Leatherface. Can you believe it? Leatherface, probably one of the favorites to win this thing. This is right up his alley. And he's the first one out. Action continues. And Sam Hanson better run for cover. Jerry Nelms is instead going to fight as Jay Shaw walks to the ring and is ready to get him some of Sam Hanson. Look at these two men squaring off. They'll meet for the brass knuckles title in 2 months. But they got a chance to get him some here tonight. Tyreek steps into the fray, and that didn't have a whole lot of effect on Jay Shaw. Neither did that. Tyreek felt good about himself, but not for long. Big forearm disposes of him. And I guess Hanson and Shaw are not going to battle each other just yet. They've picked other partners to dance with, if you'll have it. Mr. Buckhead must have got lost. Maybe he went back to the locker room with Leatherface. I guess he's out. I don't see him at ringside anywhere. I got a bird's eye view and I don't see him anywhere. There's got 6 men left in this thing out of the 8 that started, though. And Chris Nelms will be the next combatant here in the Bunkhouse Stampede. This should be interesting. Ty Rose and Chris Nelms, 2 big bulls, going to lock horns here. Big, heavy right hands, back elbow. That's just an elbow, period. Rose follows Nelms into the corner with a clothesline, and back over where we can see the whole ring. Hanson is choking away on Jacob Ashworth. Jay Shaw has the upper hand on Jerry Nelms. Tyreek is once again crumpled in the corner, as is Nelms. And that weird safety cone that Tyreek brought to the ring is still laying conspicuously on the apron. Well, Jay Shaw tried his hand with the big man Ty Rose, and you see how that turned out.
Champ, huh? Ty Rose is in town. Everybody's in danger.
Well, Ty Rose spent a little too much time jawing to the fans at ringside, and Chris Nelms caught him from behind. And here comes Nick Halen, Anarchy superstar, sliding his way into the ring. And he immediately greets Tyreek with a clothesline. And in short order is going to flip him into a sharpshooter. Oh my. I think they're all just kind of tired of his antics. How about Jacob Ashworth, another Anarchy stalwart, helping out with a side headlock. Boy, Tyreek has been silenced. Jay Shaw hammering away on Jacob Ashworth. Ty Rose heads to the corner. and is kind of stalking Tyreek on the mat. I did not see Sam Hansen get eliminated here. He's on the floor. Hansen will get back in the ring, as you heard the referee ask if he was going to be in the match or not. Hansen is in fact still in this contest. Tyreek thrown out through the middle rope, but he held on anyway, and he's not eliminated regardless. And here's D-Money. Fresh off his victory earlier tonight over the sweeper, Jack Miles. Hey, wait a minute. What in the world? He paid off the ringside cameraman to go in. He's picked up Tyreek and throws him down with a slam. What in the world? What is happening? D-Money, I guess, has commandeered the ringside camera. Nick Halen is just unloading over here on Jay Shaw in the corner. And how about using Tyreek as a shield, a spear, so to speak. Ringside cameraman is earning his wares here in this contest. Well, I guess D-Money's outsmarted the system here. He paid someone to go in the ring for him. And here comes the sweeper from earlier tonight. Does he have his broom? Oh, he does, and he's bringing it with him. Hey, it's a Bunkhouse stampede, baby. Anything goes. He broke it across Nelms' back. And again, Jerry Nelms, a glutton for punishment. All that was a wake-up call. Oh, my. Now the sweeper in trouble. Meanwhile, the ringside cameraman is out. He got knocked out of the ring. Ty Rose, Sam Hansen, and Tyreek all eliminate the ringside cameraman. So wait, does that mean D-Money's out of the match? I guess so. Money's heading to the locker room. I don't know what's going on anymore. Tyreek, I believe, has been thrown out. Halen is wailing away with part of that broom, as is Jacob Ashworth on the sweeper, which just adds insult to injury, I guess. And now Ty Rose just broke the broom in half and is going to hammer away at Nick Halen. It is chaotic, to say the least. Tyreek is gone. There's a clothesline. Nick Halen holds on. Boy, that was almost the end of the night for Nick Halen. And what in the world has... Chris Nelms working over in the corner. Now having a stare down with Sam Hansen. I guess these two men are going to lock horns here for a moment. Back and forth right hands. Action in all four corners. Jerry Nelms and Jay Shaw fighting on the apron. Halen in one corner convalescing, Ty Rose in another. And that was the end of the night. for Jerry Nelms. Running senton. Oh my, Jamie Holmes. And he charges right in there to get him some of the action as well in the Bunkhouse Stampede. There goes Hanson. Hanson is tossed by Jay Shaw. And a little bit too much gloating. Jamie Holmes has eliminated Jay Shaw. Now these two big men who are going to meet in 2 months are duking it out on the floor. You'll see them June 28th for the Brass Knuckles Championship. And Rose hung up on the top rope. He's out. Chris Nelms with a low bridge. The sweeper comes in from behind to help kind of push him along with the leverage. And Ty Rose is gone. We're down to 6 men in the ring right now. Nelms hung up on the top rope as well. He's out. Chris Nelms eliminated. They're dropping like flies right now. We got more men coming. What? That can't be right. What in the world? No. No. Matthew Daniel, senior official, is going to slide in the ring to get him some. And he quickly grabs Jamie Holmes from behind and dumps him out. Oh my, can you believe it? The referee, Matthew Daniel, who is 1-0 here in GCW, by the way, after defeating Sean Nelson last year, getting a round of applause from some of the guys in the ring. I don't know how much I would buy into that. Oh, Nick Halen with a big right hand. And that rocks the referee. Big suplex. Daniel feeling the pain from one half of the approved Nick Halen. Oh, big chop. And is Matthew Daniel regretting stepping into the Bunkhouse Stampede yet? That's the question. Misses a charge, says Halen. And now Matthew Daniel with some shots to the breadbasket. Big chops. And Jacob Ashworth stops all the fun. Here's Zach King as Matthew Daniel is tossed out by Jacob Ashworth, so his stint in the ring lasted about, a minute and a half. Zach King in and out. He's going to take a seat in the front row and try to, I guess, hide in plain sight. Well, it's a unique strategy. We got 4 men in the ring. We got Nick Halen, Jacob Ashworth, and the sweeper. And I think one of them has spotted Mr. King's tactic. And don't look now. The action may pick up here on the floor in just a moment. That broken broom. Where's King going? Oh my goodness. Not far apparently. He was trying to get out of the match. What in the world did he enter it for? And Scott Mason will come out fresh off his victory earlier tonight over Ty Rose. was trying to offer Mason a broom handle. That didn't stick. Or did it? It did. But he dropped it before he even got in the ring. Zach King is heading back to the locker room after clocking in maybe a 30-second stint in this matchup. I guess Matthew Daniel has reassumed his refereeing duties on the floor, showing off those lethal 7-inch pythons. And it's a mugging in the corner on Scott Mason. Mason's taking his licks. These guys are having too much fun with Scott Mason at the moment. Mason fell back trying to avoid the chop. Now they're going to try to get Big Scott Mason out. Here comes Chop Top. Action picking back up here. Big clothesline by Mason. And a big clothesline by Scott Mason takes down Jacob Ashworth. Chop Top delivering some heavy right hands, but now he's spotted Mason. Big chop on Chop Top. Boy, he is excited after delivering that blow. That super kick may have just sent him into the stratosphere, though. Somebody check and make sure he's got his head still left on his shoulders. Holy cow. Up top, using his knee to choke Mason. Nick Halen trying to sneak up. Hey, can't be the last man standing. Do whatever you can to make that happen. And the crowd erupts as TJ Trigger enters the ring. Immediately starts delivering some heavy running fists. Electrifying the crowd here in Buckhead. Mason on Dream Street after that shot. And another Superman punch delivered. Down goes Mason. Boy, Trigger's cleared everybody out, but not for long. They're back up. Halen and Ashworth are not having that. And a heart attack delivered to TJ Trigger. Trigger, a tag team specialist, so he's probably felt that a time or two. And is Trigger out? Trigger is not out. Referee said both feet did not touch. Boy, that was close. Had to be just a toenail of difference there. And there's another elimination. Scott Mason doing the job. Look at that now, the ring. And here comes Luke Stone. He immediately asks TJ Trigger. Boy, these two teams have duked it out over the years here in GCW. Mason is smushing Chop Top in the corner. Jacob Ashworth and Nick Halen trying to convalesce. Luke Stone gets the upper hand on TJ Trigger. and we hold Small Town Throwdown on June 28th. One match is officially official. Scott Mason is out, first of all, though, after the misdirection by Luke Stone. Brass Knuckles Championship match, Jay Shaw versus Sam Hansen. And whoever wins this, Donnybrook, will get a crack at the world champ, Shawn Nelson, as we begin a new era of GCW on June 28th. I'll tell you more about that at the end of the show. Stone running up, trying to sneak up on TJ Trigger. And still trying to hold his feet off the floor. Matthew Daniel right there, and that time got him out with an extra bit of footwork. The safety cone is getting a lot of attention in this match. Not seeing quite the brutality I was expecting here. I've seen a safety cone and a broom. That broom was broken into about 1,000,000 pieces. What do you call here, fans? Everyone's pummeling everyone. Luke Stone is out. Drop Top, Jacob Ashworth, Nick Halen are all that remain. We're down to 3. Everybody in the Bunkhouse Stampede. Chop Top trying to forge some sort of kind of alliance with Nick Halen here. That did not last long. Chop Top is out. And it's Ashworth who started this thing. And it's Nick Halen who came in about the halfway point. Now what do we got going on here at ringside? Wait a minute, what in the world? It's Jay Shaw and Sam Hansen battling it out. Here comes Commissioner Tim Rice. Ashworth has eliminated Halen. He'll win the Bunkhouse Stampede and finally get his chance. Wait a minute. Hang on. The referees didn't see it. Halen sneaks back in, dumps out Ashworth, and that the referees saw. Oh my goodness. What an ending! Nick Halen did what he had to do. Frowned upon as it may be, and Jacob Ashworth back in the ring, he is not happy with that. Ashworth won this thing. But he's trying to be the bigger man here, help up Halen. Every man for himself, that's right. Ashworth's got the right attitude about it. Though he has every right to be upset right now. Nick Halen's not going to go with it. How about that? Oh my. He kicked Ashworth low and delivers a devastating super kick. Ashworth's out cold. So there's your winner. Number 1 contender.
Your number 1 contender for the Georgia Heavyweight Championship, Nick Halen.
I'm surprised the commissioner's going to let that go, but he is. Well, now we know, fans, Nick Halen will take on Shawn Nelson for the GCW Heavyweight title, as we mentioned. Jay Shaw and, of course, Sam Hansen for the Brass Knuckles title, June 28th, here in Buckhead. Fans, when we see you next time on June 28th, you'll know us as Georgia Classic Wrestling. All we're doing is changing the C, fans. We'll still have the same action, the same superstars here in Buckhead at the Got to Be Rolling Event Center. We want to thank all of you for joining us for our final broadcast as Georgia Championship Wrestling, as we have been very privileged to add to the lineage.
It's not personal. It's just business.
And Nick Haley with some parting words, as we will see you June 28th.